Hello everyone, this is Joanna Pilatowicz and I'm sending you warm and sunny greetings from me to you, and I have a subject for you that probably is for chosen ones. I have no idea how many people are interested in a new pattern that is sort of created now, and during my sessions and conversations with women, especially with women, but few men also um, resonate with this sort of topics because it's about female aspects of us and how it changes during the cultures, and what was vivid in our past. It was this narcissistic relationships that created in many cultures all over the world, and this is not working. We are changing it right now. When I'm talking about aspects, I'm talking about aspects. I'm not talking about female as a woman or a man, because a man can have a female aspects that don't work for him, and a woman can have a male aspects also. So I'm going to talk about the classic way. How is it? How we need to transform it right now, and many of you do that already. So this may be helpful for those women or men who need to um, redirect, transform certain aspects of their relationship, their personality, that they don't work anymore. And I'm going to talk specifically about narcissistic. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not a native speaker, but here it is. What I have for you: narcissistic relationships. Do you know this program? My man, my lord, let me do it for you. So this is one of those programs that we're sustaining and are changing now, and especially in this time, we need to change a lot of things. And some of the people are crashed with the speed of the transformation that every day they have, basically discovering 2 or 3 patterns within themselves that they didn't recognize before. So this may help, and I hope so. So please pass this to anyone that can truly help, but they're not ready to talk about it, and I will tell you why. Especially women, most of the women suffer from that, but there are also men who can suffer from that. So this is not only topic important for women. What are you associating with the female aspect within us? What does it mean for you to be a female, to be a woman? Maybe you can also share, because there's this collectiveness about it, but it's also individual association we have as a woman. You know the saying that after every strong man stands a strong woman? Well, I think that this is a prescription for narcissistic relationship. Why not together? Why not? Why they not going hand in hand or arm in arm? I have no idea how is that expression in English language, but together, to get somewhere together, to be in a partnership, because narcissistic relationships are like a mother. They are never equal. It's like a mother-child relationship. And I got this from a wonderful psychologist. She actually gave me a lecture, and she's not available right now, so I wish I can do interview with her. But she told me about another Professor Wardecki, which was a German psychologist, and she was looking what is wrong with this woman diagnosed with borderline, and she discovered that narcissism within women is totally different than within men, and this can be very easily surpassed. So you would think that, okay, that woman maybe has a borderline or is bipolar or something else, but in a relationship, she may be also in an opposite way narcissistic. So she talked about 2 types of narcissism, and with the first type, everyone is familiar already. We know what it. Oh, this person is narcissistic. We know that type, but the other type looks totally, flipped opposite to the first one. So here it is, a short test for you. Check it out, or maybe you helping someone, maybe you know someone who needs that. But just from me, do not, please do not make aware anybody who doesn't wish to to know about it. If someone doesn't wish or cannot take it, do not do it. Do not do it. Do not try to help and pressurize someone, because usually it triggers aggression and resistance more. If someone is not ready for it, then you can just mark it and ask the question, but never say that, oh, this is your problem. So please be kind with people that you see those traits are present, because it's not about judgment and pointing out someone else. It's about understanding as well. I believe in that. It's more about understanding and see what can we do about it. Do we want to do something about it? So this is a classic thing, and when it's extreme most of the time. So again, I will repeat that. Women can have male aspects of narcissism, and men can have female aspects of that. It can go into, in an exchanging mode, going back and forth. It could be period of time or phase in the life, and people are changing. It all depends. But in a classic model, it looks like that. So I will now say about male aspect. He is underlying him being wonderful person. He is having his self-worth by talking high of himself. So I am the God. I know the best. There's nobody there that knows better than I. Do you know someone like that? Or maybe someone in our leadership in the world, or in the past, I don't know, but just a thought. So anybody who's saying like that in a form of an absolute, that is a narcissistic trait. Male. Female, she is doing opposite things. So she's underlying, she's I don't know if I say that word correctly, but she's talking about her low self-esteem. She's depressive, and she's helpless. She's just a woman. Is such a lady. So she is always talking lower about herself. And if you give her a compliment about her coat looking beautifully, she was like, oh no, it's not so beautiful. Oh, it's very old. So men. The next one, you can also stop when you have something in your mind. Maybe whatever I'm saying triggers something within you. So stop the video, make a note for later. So your mind can bring you more information every moment. Follow that. A man is fighting for recognition, being admired, autonomy, freedom. He is concentrating on himself. A woman is getting her admiration silently. So she is grabbing that through fitting into the man, and she's losing herself in it at the same time. So she feels better about herself when she's more and more fitting to the man. A man is compensating his weakness by showing how great he is. So anytime you hear a man that is talking, complimenting himself, so all these types that are complimenting themselves a lot and talk, oh, how great I am, I did this and it was so great, I managed to do that, and there is like no harmony and balance in it. There's only this greatness about these people. This is narcissistic trait. A woman is compensating her weakness by fitting to the man, to the environment, to the everyone there around her in her environment, by fulfilling tasks, being responsible, and by being attractive woman. And this is not about just makeup, high heels. This is sort of the woman when you going to get rid of your trash on a Sunday in full makeup. You're not going anywhere else, but you have full makeup, high heels, and you just walk like that to show off. And I saw such women in Poland a long time ago. They were going to the nearest store in such high heels that they barely could walk, but the most beautiful, and they were beautiful, absolutely beautiful, stunning. Um, how men and women cross the borders, because both of them, they are crossing borders, it's just showed differently. So the man is emotionally distancing himself. He's not empathetic. He will hurt you, he will punish you, he will put you down. So he's crossing your boundaries this way. Now, how women are doing that? They are very empathetic. Oh my God, correct me. I'm just talking too much now, 3 different languages, so that's why. And they are taking over uh, feelings of other people. They will cry with them. Um, they will empathize too much, and they cross the borders. So they are merging, melting with other people so much they don't know if their feelings are theirs anymore, or this is this person. They don't even ask that question. So we women, we need to be healthy, egoistic. And if I didn't mention before, now there is this. I saw that in some esoteric circles, and I don't know how they're doing it, but there is this fashion, I would say, burn your ego, get rid of your ego. And I'm laughing from it, and I tell you why. Because there is no such thing you can burn your ego. You absolutely need your ego, because your healthy sense of ego is your individuality. If you do not have that, you are going to melt with the oneness, which is great as a concept in maybe when you do some collective work. So there is a role of being together, and there is a role when you are yourself. If you don't know who you are, then other people will tell you who you are and will pull you into the roles that maybe you don't want to play. So we need that healthy sense of individuality and egoism. Otherwise, there is just no proportion. We lose ourselves in it. And women, especially those extremely intuitive, they take over the thought, emotion of the people they are talking around. I don't know if that happens to you, but you can check that out. If you're going out with someone and you suddenly have a certain thought or feeling or emotion, say it out loud and see from the group who's going to pick that up. And it can be something simple like, I just have to go to the cinema right now, or I have to have that ice cream or something. And usually someone from the crowd is going to say, oh my God, I'm thinking about it from half an hour now. That's what is synchronicity. Is that synchronicity, or you picking up telepathically someone else's because you're that empathetic? So watch that out. It's just one of the way how we do it. Men, when he talks we, he means I, because he already decided. When a woman says we, she really thinks we, but she more thinks about him, because she takes on herself what he thinks. That's why you know that we fits perfectly. The problem is that the more she thinks we, the more she becomes negative, depressive, because something doesn't fit. She's fulfilling his needs, thinking it's hers. And then part of her personality suffers because she doesn't take care of those sides of herself. And some of you maybe know these sort of couples. When you call someone, the woman, you cannot have a conversation. Like I do this, or what about you? There is no conversation like that, because the woman will tell you we. She's in a relationship, and she's not gonna say I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. She's going to tell you we are going to have a cup of coffee. It's we. She's not gonna even ask add my husband or something. It's just we. So that's another tip how you can trace that maybe in your environment, maybe you see such couples there, or maybe you have a tendency to say we, because sometimes we do, and when it's in the balance, it's perfectly fine. It's just not supposed to be all the time like that, or when you don't have I anymore, then something may not go so well. Okay, a man is avoiding relationships, he's distancing himself, he needs more space, freedom, um, but he cannot do that because narcissist needs, he's not complete if he doesn't have an observer, just like God needs an observer. um, the narcissist also needs an observer because he needs to have a mirror of his greatness, how great he is. So he needs to have that female aspect, woman by his side, that will complete that perfect picture. And a woman, of course, will die to have that relationship with that man, and she will totally um, build her life around that man. So she will cancel her appointments to meet with him. She will work later. She will fulfill his needs first of all. So she has that time. She's just sneaking in and out between different tasks. She's going to think first about him, feeding him first, so he's gonna be, fed in front of TV, so she can have that chat with the girlfriend or whatever, or do her work. And that's how it is. So it's the priorities that are pushed away. And this is this is how it is. A narcissist, he's not lost in a relationship, he never gives himself till the end, and a woman does that, of course. And if she won't comply with him, he will find someone else. And this is the fear of many women, because if she's not going to fulfill certain needs, he's going to go to somewhere else to be admired. And if he's gonna, there is a symptom of, not symptom, there is a tip. If you hear your man saying, I don't feel appreciated by you, there is a sign. So a woman, she's looking for the stabilization, an ideal image, and she's creating that with her man. She's idolizing her partner, so she's like this a special special addition to his maybe she's just a shawl to his perfect suit, and she's merging with him. So he's just like a this director, and even though she is not a director, she will play that role with him. She's gonna stand in his shadow anyway, but she's going to try to merge, to feel like him, to be that part, like she exists through him. The man is stabilizing his self-worth through a woman and her admiration, and she is perfectly offering him that. And this is the moment when I'm coming to the point why it is so hard to break those sort of relationships, or change them, transform them, redirect them, because they fitting perfectly like that, and even like that, so you cannot really do anything with it. So if you, as a woman or a man with another aspects, if you put your partner on the pedestal and you are identifying yourself with him, you're not going to crush him off that pedestal, because you would crush yourself. So if you throw him out, it means for you that you are also throwing away yourself, and then you may find yourself empty with nothing. So here is the important question. Who are you without your partner? And who are you if you would not be in this relationship or connection to someone? So the next one, he's looking for the mother figure, and the woman is looking for a father figure, so safety, stability, and so on, of course. A man is open for being aggressive, whether on the different levels. There is this healthy level of aggression, and there is also going overboard. he's going to punish other people, and he's not ashamed that a woman is washing his clothes, um, underwear, you know. He's not ashamed of that. He has this program. This is the old traditional families, right? Program. If she loves me, she will do that. She will clean. He will express it in words. He's gonna say, "You idiot, what a freak." She will feel things. So she will show her aggressiveness in a passive way. She won't do something. She will stop cooking. She will be very quiet, right? And we know how it works. A man, to not be hurt, he's protecting his ego through distancing himself, so he won't pick up the phone from a lady. Or in an argument, he will crash the doors, slam the doors. He won't answer. He will break up. He will be aggressive through words, and also sometimes physically. He will be arguing openly. And she will fall into that victim role, very likely, and she will try to run away. And she will try to not being heard by trying to cover everything and harmonize this as soon as she can and fit in. So please the man, so he's going to calm down. So she is avoiding being hurt by immediately putting a harmony back into their relationship. A man is avoiding being hurt by being aggressive and attacking a woman. So when she says that, "Oh honey, you didn't buy me this, I cannot make a dinner," or whatever, he will hear the criticism. And here I was talking about 4 ways of hearing. This is 4 ears, and another a short video about communication and how to communicate from the position I and so on, because that is how we do perceive things. So it has to do something more with perception. We can hear not exactly what the person intended, but we can hear, depending on our culture, perception, 4 different things. One of the 4 different things. So I'm talking about this in this another video, so check this out about communication in relationships and mediation. But the man, coming back to that, he will hear the criticism and he will attack her. And here's a tip: when you want to know what is he avoiding, what kind of being hurt, you will hear in what he's attacking you. So if he's feeling like you are attacking him because he's lazy, he's going to point you out what you didn't do, you're not solid, and so on. So here is more, less, everything about it, short test, how it works, what are the differences between both sides. And the most difficult thing is what causes us the biggest problem and conflict is because these are like hands that come together and they are fitting like a key with lock, and that causes the conflict because the woman loses her individuality, so her soul starts to suffer, and she's fitting in, and this phenomenon is ending in disaster most of the times when it comes to such cases, such extremes. And it's never relationship on equal level. It's always narcissist is always higher and woman is always lower, and this admiration goes only one way. But we all know that the train goes both ways. So if it's not happening, something doesn't work. This is a relationship more, as I said, mother to daughter, sorry, mother to a child. Can be daughter, can be a boy, because a woman is usually, this is a nice word in Polish. It sounds powdering a child until it grows, and then she starts to expect things and teaches responsibilities, and that's how women are doing. They are powdering So they ending up powdering the man in the future. And how this is created, this narcissism, extreme narcissism, because I didn't say, but I will say it right now, we are all having narcissistic aspects within us. The trick is to know about it, but I will get to that about how uh, in a moment. So it's not about ending your relationship. It all depends what the situation is. It's about retransforming and seeing if you are happy in your relationship, to what degree, where do you need to take care of yourself, such sort of things. Um, the narcissist is born through two channels. One is the powdering too much. The other one is powdering too little or lack of the powder. So overly taking care of someone is one thing, and not giving that attention is another one. And I was working with a few people, and the mothers one day didn't realize, like, what did I do wrong? And it's not about judgment, it's not about judging someone, but it's about tracing when in the history something happened that could affect the future of the son, or what went wrong. And if the woman, for example, is hiding girlfriend of her son, so another girlfriend can come in, there is usually something about it, like she's protecting, and she knows there is something wrong about it, but she's doing it anyway in order to help. And this is too much. So this is just one example of thousands. um, there is this interesting book. I didn't read it yet, but I am going to get there because it's recommended to me, so I probably recommend it to you already before reading it even. Robin Norwood, Women Who Love Too Much. Mm, that's just one. There are probably many, many materials about it, but just one of them for those who need it. How to come out of that circle. Um, so, first of all, is identify the problem, because a lot of women, they won't see that. They won't be able to sincerely come to the mirror and tell and ask themselves. They will feel something is wrong, but they don't know. For many, many years, um, it may not happen that a woman will discover that she relives this pattern. She will know that something is not right, but she usually will blame herself because she's putting herself down, right? So she won't see that. So the first thing is to see to look at yourself, to look at self in the mirror and ask, what do I recognize? So go back and trace. Now is the test. Now is the tips, the signs of that. So you can measure that. There is some tools, and educating yourself or talking to your friends who went through similar things and something was off, and you cannot define that really. And do not, of course, not ask for it anyone, because if the person is not ready, that is very important to repeat. Usually there will be attack that you don't understand or something like that. So that is something that follows every sort of addiction. Like, you have to see that there is something is going on. And it's not about judgment. It's not about accepting even at this point. It's not about admitting, because admitting is like, it's sort of like committing crime and now I have to admit to something. No, that's too scary. It's just seeing that something is not working for me, and now it's just this openness about seeing, what can I do about it? Maybe someone else had this experience. Is this a certain pattern? What can I do with it? So that's number one. Number two, I sort of have my notes here, and I have to translate it from Polish language. So here it is. How does it look like in my concrete situations? So when I'm acting with people, with my partner, with other people, with friends at work, whatever, do I act from fulfilling someone's needs without paying attention to my needs? Because if I do not know who I am, what my needs are, I will be more likely fulfilling other people's needs. If I don't have my priorities, I will follow people's priorities. So this is about knowing yourself and paying attention, and an everyday life, every day, what's happening, how am I acting with other people. It's about consciousness with yourself. You basically don't change anything. You don't fight with anyone. You're just paying attention, slowly analyzing what's going on around me. How am I acting? Did I want to do that? Did I want to say that? What did I feel? What did I think? Do I feel okay with that afterwards? Was it good for me? What would I do if something else, right? Sort of this kind of questions, and I'm going very fast here. Normally, such a process with therapists takes some months, for some 2 years, for example. But I think that even if you start the process, if it's something very drastic, you can go through it within a month already, to start step by step without any pressure, accommodating certain changes. It all depends on your personal situation. So this identifying the problem is one thing, and it's also being honest about yourself, finding out your needs, who you are as a woman, as a person. This number two, watching yourself, how you act with people, and just embracing the fact, like, oh crap, I didn't act from my need. I actually compromised my time, my energy, because I wanted to help someone. So you're starting to see those things, how it's happening in your everyday life. Number three, how can I change that? So now you're preparing alone or with your coach, therapist, strategy, how you can change that. And if it's very extreme, a lot of women, every woman, I would suggest in extreme cases to separate yourself physically from the partner, because it's just too tight. You cannot know who you are if you are so empathetic and intuitive that you are sensing telepathically his thoughts, emotions, needs, pressurizing what's going to happen. You just are merging. You have to stay alone. In some cases, I know women that told me that they kept going. They still say, I can do this. And they landed in psychiatric hospitals, and that was perfect. As much as I don't like such institutions, from different reasons, it was perfectly working for them, because they had finally time to know themselves, to find out who they are for themselves without a partner. So this is very important. In most cases, is this extreme cases, to distance yourself physically, it will trigger reaction, strong reaction from the partner, because you are breaking the system. And he already has the system is safe, it's good, it's working for him. For narcissists, the system works always. His relationship is happy, but your relationship is not happy. So that is also this typical difference in such relationships. And if you feel pressurized by a man, like, okay, how long are you going to be alone now? I'm waiting for you. You know, I'm very patient with you, right? So this needs time. And, you know, even from the Bible, Jesus was 40 days alone, right? And how to say that to your partner, if you have to, if you do have some problems with that, it's also good to talk about it with a coach, therapist, aware friend. But you can also use the ready sentence that goes sort of like this, like, hey, look, I'm here with myself today at this point. I have no idea. I have no idea where I'm going to be in a few days, month. So I'm asking you, do you want to give us a chance or not? So, and that is true. If there is love, the partner will respect that, and he will wait for you. So, but you can also ask this question, because maybe he won't wait for you, and so you can ask this question: do you want to wait for me? If I'm aware that some women right now say, how dare you say that, we are in so much fear, or even, you know, unconscious fear. A lot of women are very much afraid of doing that, because they are scared they are going to be left alone. And this is the reason why they do not make that decision until it becomes so bad they are in another institution alone, to finally find out who they are. So if you are scared that this is going to happen, there is nothing I can tell you. It's very likely that it's just your fear, and that there is love, because if you are in a long relationship, there must be something that connects you, and it's not about breaking up. And if you state that you are not into breaking, you just want to figure out who you are, then both of you have something good to look for. And in many cases, you come back, both of you, it can be fun for you. You can start dating again. You can come back to the moment where you met, and bring those great moments from where you first met for the first time, how great it was. And those memories can be helpful for you when you start dating already your partner. A lot of women are also, I will mention that aspect, they are losing interest in sex. And that means that if you have that, it's absolutely normal, because your subconscious already is trying to separate your illusionary self created on the image we together stuck into who am I really, to so you are separating that illusionary I from your true I. So your body does that for you, so it's absolutely normal. And the last thing I want to share with you, there's the consequences in you will see, that the changes you will see, and you need to keep practicing them. It's not like, you go for this period and now I'm expecting everything is fine, because those new definition, rules, something that will work for you now too, not only for your partner, has to be established. And this is different for every couple, and you are probably learning to trust yourself for the very, very first time. Some of the women don't trust themselves, and they have this this is showed usually in those sentences. Am I imagining that, or that really happened? Because he says that, he never said that, right? So am I crazy or am I not crazy? Oh my God, I was so wrong, I have to apologize. And in those cases, I recommend to write down the notes when something happened, because it's like a documentation, and it's only for you. It's not to prove anything anymore. You don't have to argue, you don't have to get into fights, you don't have to pretend. But to you, it's the most important thing to learn to trust yourself. If you have facts, you can rely on the facts, as long as you are not drunk writing it. And you are writing what really happened, what happened. Sure, the other side can still tell you, oh, you put it out of the context, it wasn't like that. You still have something to stick to, and the words were said, and if you are writing when they were said, you are going to write them exactly as they were said. So that's how it is. And this number 4, take some practice later on with your partner, and see what's really there. Is there love? And do you want to continue relationship in a way that it works for both sides? Yeah. And another question that is worth to add is, are you able now to be with your partner? If you do, if you want to, if you love him, how would that look like, that new relationship that you are recreating, so you can be happy in your relationship if you love the same man and he's very precious to you? Yeah, I think this is it for today. I hope it was helpful. If someone needs that, please pass this test and let me know what you think. And I'm wishing you a wonderful day as always, whatever you are, whatever you do, have a good one. Bye bye.